A very good evening to you. You are watching Newsplus. My name is Marissa Marinda. Let's get started on tonight's headlines. The United Nations has reaffirmed its commitment to advancing gender equality in Zimbabwe. Stay tuned for that story and more right here on Newsplus. School authorities have been warned against turning away learners or withholding examination results due to a non-payment of fees, with the Ministry of Primary and Secondary Education saying the practice is a violation of children's constitutional right to education. The city of Harare has conceded that it has failed to effectively address persistent drainage problems in the capital. That story and more coming up. Stay tuned. The Zimbabwe Under-19 men's cricket team assistant coach Norbert Manyande believes they have done all they can in preparation for the upcoming World Cup. Now for the news in greater detail. The United Nations Assistant Secretary General and UN Women's Deputy Executive Director Dr. Nyaradzai Gumbondrandha has paid a courtesy call on Acting President Dr. Kembo Mohadi, reaffirming the UN's commitment to advancing gender equality in Zimbabwe amid shifting global development priorities. Ibn Mabunda gives us more.
Dr. Gumbondrandha, who was on a high-level mission to Zimbabwe, met the acting president at Monumtapa Building in Harare. The visit comes at a critical time as global reforms and changing donor priorities reshape the development landscape, placing renewed focus on sustaining gains in gender equality and women's empowerment. Discussions focused on Zimbabwe's policy advances, women's empowerment initiatives, and the United Nations' continued support for national development priorities under the National Development Strategy 2.
It was a very deep discussion that we had with the acting president, a discussion that transcends the substantive efforts that the country is doing to advance the situation of women, and also the importance of clarifying that gender equality actually means equality of opportunities for girls, for boys, for men, for women.
Dr. Gumbondrandha highlighted the importance of gender equality as a shared societal goal that benefits everyone, while reinforcing the need for sustained commitment at both national and global levels.
It is very important for us as the United Nations that our efforts are to contribute to the member states of the United Nations. We're also here to listen to the ordinary women, girls, communities, so the interaction with the women's organizations, the women's groups, the young people has also been very important.
She also emphasized the need for strong multilateral cooperation, particularly at a time when development funding and global priorities are undergoing significant shifts.
To understand some of the issues affecting women, the issues of violence against women, the importance of continuously lifting the economic empowerment for women. We still need to end child marriage. We still need a lot of household food security. We also need to continue to support the issues around young people.
The high-level mission is expected to strengthen partnerships with government, civil society, and development partners while aligning UN Women's programs with Zimbabwe's national priorities. Dr. Gumbondrandha's visit is expected to result in renewed commitments toward accelerating gender equality implementation, strengthening coordination across UN agencies, and identifying clear priorities for scaling up women empowerment programs in Zimbabwe. For ZTN Prime, I'm Ibn Mabunda.
The Minister of Primary and Secondary Education, Dr. Torirai Moyo, has issued a stern warning to school authorities against turning away learners or withholding examination results due to non-payment of fees, describing the practice as a violation of children's constitutional right to education. Speaking during an engagement with all school headmasters in Manicaland province in Mutare, Minister Moyo said while parents and guardians are obligated to pay school fees and levies at the beginning of each term, learners must never be punished for their guardians' financial challenges. The minister also revealed that he received numerous complaints from parents and traditional leaders about schools turning away children. He further cautioned headmasters that disciplinary action has already been taken against some school learners found guilty of violating learners' rights.
Now that we have released results, grade 7 results, A-level results, you hear a headmaster saying, right, chasangana mama results. Then you refuse to give results to students or candidates. That is not allowed. I'm sure everyone is aware of that. If for whatever reason a student owes some amounts to the school, find legal ways to recover money from the parent of that child.
Moving on to our next story, the city of Harare has conceded that it has failed to effectively address persistent drainage problems in the central capital. Following days of heavy rains, flooding has once again exposed poor drainage in several parts of the city, drawing renewed public outcry. The city's mayor, Advocate Jacob Mafume, acknowledged that they have failed to deal with the problem and are now turning to central government for a bailout.
There has been a number of issues that the residents of Harare have been asking the City Council to address. This Wednesday, Mayor Jacob Mafume spoke to the media addressing some of those concerns. Following incessant flash floods across Harare, the city fathers have engaged various stakeholders, including key government departments, admitting that the issue is now beyond what they can handle. Harare Mayor Jacob Mafume has appealed for the government to come in and help them to save the city from drowning.
What we need to tell them is that we need help, and we are not on top of the situation, and therefore they must get our requests, and they then are able to trigger the assistance that we require.
The desperate plea comes at a time when the city's current service delivery index is averaged at 52%, which is way below acceptable levels for a habitable Harare.
What we need is this equipment. We need equipment moving in different directions at the same time. We need it hired or donated or used at better rates than what we will get. And once we do that, then we all have a seamless solution to this problem.
For years, Harare residents have voiced frustration over flooding and poor drainage systems, a situation that disrupted daily activities, posing health and safety risk to residents. Residential areas, mostly high-density suburbs like Glenview and Budiriro, have literally been turned into streams.
Mvura yese iri kunaya ichibva kuno kumusoro ichidzika kudzasi ikoko, saka imwe nguva mvura inobva yazara pai mudzimba mavo oita zvokukupa. Ndo chikumbiro chatiri kukumbira.
The central business district has not been spared, with some roads and walkways turning into slippery and water-lodged zones, making it difficult for both motorists and pedestrians to navigate. The City Council, for the umpteenth time, says the problem is being worsened by littering, which is blocking the drainage system and preventing the free flow of water.
If you look at the pictures of our people doing the drain clearance, it's just litter that has been put there by our colleagues in the informal sector, the vending and so forth. So one of the measures is to be hard on littering. There's an addiction to littering that is there in the city. People want to throw things under the drains, into the drains, and they clog our drainage system. So we need to come hard on littering.
On their part, city fathers say they are now intensifying drain clearing operations while also engaging communities to promote proper waste disposal.
We are coming up with a program that will deal with the flooding that occurs when it rains. I think depending on the amount of the rain, flooding is a natural consequence of rain. But the idea is that we need to have our drain system quickly whisk away the water to where it is supposed to go and away from areas that we critically need. Some of the problems have to deal with our littering culture.
As the year begins, residents say they can only hope that the promised interventions will bring lasting solutions to the challenges that continue to affect their daily lives. Talent Gore, ZTN Prime, Harare.
Zimbabwe is accelerating upgrades to its information and communication systems to protect national interests and strengthen security institutions in response to emerging digital threats. This was revealed by Information, Publicity and Broadcasting Services Minister Dr. Jenfan Muswere. Speaking during a presentation at the Zimbabwe Defence University today titled The Evolution of Information Systems and How This Has Impacted National Security, Dr. Muswere said the shift towards digital platforms has dramatically transformed the country's security landscape.
So the presentation mainly focused on what the government of Zimbabwe has been in a position to be able to develop in order to guarantee national security in terms of the constitution of Zimbabwe.
Dr. Muswere also said the evolution of information systems has redefined how nations govern, communicate and defend themselves. While these systems offer immense development opportunities, they have also introduced a new vulnerability that can threaten national security if they are not properly managed. The minister said the government had already intensified efforts to strengthen Zimbabwe's cybersecurity posture by modernizing ICT infrastructure, securing national data centers and aligning the country's communication laws with global best practices.
As we journey towards an upper middle income society, innovation hubs, human capital development are critical pillars that the government of Zimbabwe continues to support in order to strengthen cybersecurity and intelligence transformation.
We move on to the next story, where the government has announced that $10 million has been set aside to support local content creation. The initiative comes at a time when Zimbabwe continues to consume a significant amount of international content, a trend that government says is depriving local employment and economic opportunities. Content creators have been urged to prioritize heritage-based and locally relevant productions to strengthen Zimbabwean identity and grow the domestic creative industry. The announcement was made by Information Minister Dr. Jenfan Muswere during a ZBC stakeholder meeting in Harare today.
The development comes as a major boost for local content producers within the broadcasting ecosystem, enabling them to further heritage-based broadcasting. Minister Muswere noted that all local content producers are set to benefit from the fund, encouraging creators to produce content that resonates with local audiences. He also said much of the foreign content aired on international channels is produced in Africa and could instead be utilized on Zimbabwean broadcasting platforms, including new channels to be introduced by the national broadcaster.
Part of the public broadcaster's budget for the year 2026 is an equivalent of United States dollars, $10 million for the content producers. We've been consuming most of the content that is outside our borders. This automatically means that we are creating employment in other countries and other jurisdictions.
During the meeting, popular content creator Rebecca Chisamba, popularly known as My Chisamba, raised concerns on the fulfillment of the promised funding, citing past initiatives that failed to materialize.
Pamari pamataurapa mari inezemiri nyorere kuti vanhu vari access isvike ikoko nekuti munguva dzakapfuura pane mari dzaivimbiswa dzatisina kuzomboona kuti dziri kufamba sei.
In response, Minister Muswere assured stakeholders that the funds are already available and that this time the initiative will be implemented. The minister also addressed the growing trend of content integration, where individuals repurpose and monetize content created by others without investing resources or compensating the original creators. is that the government is in the process of developing a film policy and national language policy expected to be presented to Cabinet in the first quarter of 2026.
My rights, a generator content have to be respected. So we both the legislative and policy laws in order to govern the sector. Because what then happens is an aggregator, utilizing tools and trust story, but are cost.
As digital growth continues to disrupt traditional media, the government emphasized that financial and technological investment in content creation is critical to reshaping media consumption and sustaining Zimbabwe's creative economy. For ZTM Prime, I am Satachiswe Gwaza in Harare.
Do stay with us. Newsplus will be right back.
We're kicking your year off in all her glory with more, because we've got you.
You get it?
You know that. We got kicks, we got scores, we got action, we got roars.
It's my specialty.
We got drama, we got fun. We got more for everyone, with an upgrade on us just for you. More channels, more shows, more reasons to stay.
We got you.
DSTV, we got you all the way.
Police in Mashonaland Central, in partnership with the Environmental Management Agency and the Ministry of Health and Childcare, have raised concern over the proliferation of tall grass in urban areas, warning that it poses a serious security, road safety and public health risks. The campaign follows the discovery of firearms and machetes hidden in tall grass along the Mazoe Highway. Speaking during the campaign, Mashonaland Central Provincial Police spokesperson Inspector Milton Mundembe said overgrown grass provides cover for criminal activities such as smash and grab incidents, theft and drug abuse, particularly along highways, road verges and neglected open spaces.
Chikurudzirawo weMinistry of Roads pamwechete neMalocal Authorities munomupindura kuti vaone kuti maroads avo vacheka uswa pamaintersections kudzivirira matsaona kuti madrivers panoaproacha ma-giveaway kana ma-T-junctions vakwanise kuona road zvakanaka zvinodzivirira tsaona. Uyezve muma-intersections muma-tall grasses imomo yabva yaita habitat yema-criminals akutora advantage of the cover nekuhwandira vanhu vachipara mhosva. Zvekare imomo muma-tall grasses ndo munoita kuti vanoviga zvinhu senguva yakapfuura kumazowe uko weMinistry of Roads vacheka uswa takatori cover some of the ma-firearms anoshandiswa kana ma-machetes gangs.
Meanwhile, the Environmental Management Agency has urged local authorities to urgently cut grass and maintain open spaces in urban areas. The agency emphasized that clean, safe and orderly environments are key to achieving National Development Strategy 2 objectives on public health and safety and sustainable human settlements.
We are there to raise awareness and to encourage all local authorities within Mashonaland Central Province and all residents to cut grasses. We have seen we are now in the rainy season where we have seen that the grass is now tall enough and causing a lot of problems. When we talk about littering, most residents are now making these areas where they are tall grass places of dumping waste. We have seen a lot of litter pampers, ranging from pampers in different other material which have been dumped when local authority has taken time to collect waste. So we are urging all residents, as we were together with other departments, as you have seen, the combination of this tall grass and other things can cause a lot of other public health diseases, which we want to make sure that within the environment, during this rainy season, we do not have any problems in terms of typhoid and cholera.
5 women from Chiota area in Mashonaland East Province are transforming indigenous food crops into a source of livelihood through value addition, a move that is promoting traditional foods, food security and women empowerment. What started as a small backyard initiative has grown into a thriving enterprise, with the group now processing and packaging indigenous fruits, vegetables and traditional grains for commercial markets. More in the following report.
The women are value-adding a wide range of indigenous products that include rosella, baobab, indigenous coffee blends, sorghum, cowpeas and groundnuts, turning them into nutritious and market-ready products. One of the members, Viola Mangwiro, said they have formed a group called Rushinga Traditional, where they use indigenous crops to produce mealie meal, dried vegetables and herbal products. Mangwiro said the group has heeded the government's call to promote the production of small grains, which are drought-tolerant and rich in nutrients, contributing to household nutrition and national food security.
Upfu tinogadzira chero even mufarinya chaiwo tinogadzira upfu kubva mumufarinya. Tagadzira upfu kubva mumufarinya tinogadzira even muriwo wemufarinya tinozvigadzira zvese izvozvo. Tabva kuupfu tinogadzira chero even mifushwa. Tinogadzira mifushwa yekubva kunyevhe. Kune mumwe muriwo unonzi bora sango ratinotonotora kusango kwesi tichitogadzira.
The group also manages a herbal garden where they grow various medicinal plants used to manage conditions such as high blood pressure, diabetes and other common ailments affecting both adults and children.
Tinorima, tinotori negarden redu tinoti garden herb. Tinototengesa even rosemary, moringa, tinotengesa muzeze pasi. Tinoitira kuti vana vadye, vanzwe kuda kuramba vachidya kuitira kuti vana vesu atitokurudzira kuti vananga vadye mazepi. Tinokurudzira kuti vana vakadya izvozvo nechikafu chaicho vanochifarira tagadzira mahebs edu atiri kutaura iwayo. Zvinanahowa izvi tinogadzira.
This initiative has been made possible by local seed producers, agri-seeds, who are empowering farmer groups nationwide to strengthen agri-businesses through value addition. Agronomist Atenda Watambwa said the Chiota Women's Group is among selected groups in Mashonaland East Province, receiving technical support in processing and value chain development. He, however, noted that the uptake of indigenous food products remains slow despite their health and climate resilience benefits.
Ndiri muMashist takaona group revadzimai vatiri kufamba navo is the patron, ivo vari ma-agri-seeds ambassadors, because musoro wedu wenyaya we are supporting them kuti vaite ma-projects, vaite yatoti ma-food chain, vaite ma-processing kuti vakwanise kurarama nemhuri dzavo.
With climate change threatening conventional crops, Chiota women are demonstrating how indigenous foods can boost nutrition, generate income, and empower rural communities through sustainable livelihoods. For ZTM Prime, I am Mashudu Mambo in Weza.
Do stay with us. When we come back, we take a look at what's happening in the business world.
This is AFCON, my friend. Everything is a competition. Everything.
So here they come for the opening game, and away we are here at the African Cup of Nations.
Join our family meeting from the 21st of December to the 18th of January. Purchase a decoder for $30. AFCON 2025, live on Supersport.
Caledonia Mining Corporation's Blanket Mine recorded a record gold output of 76,000 ounces in 2025, falling within the company's revised full-year production guidance of 75,000 to 79,000 ounces. Quarterly, production rose from 18,000 ounces in the first quarter to 21,000 ounces in the second quarter, before easing to 19,841 ounces in the third quarter and 17,000 ounces in the fourth quarter. agriculture. Output in the second half of the year was constrained by lower tonnages from higher grade mining areas and interruptions to electricity supply toward the end of the year. Caledonia reported that milling remained strongly, partially offsetting the impact of lower grades. For the 2026 financial year, Blanket Mine has set production guidance of 72,000 to 76,000 ounces, supported by continued investment aimed at achieving more consistent production levels. The Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe in Zimbabwe recorded foreign currency earnings of 16 billion United States dollars in 2025, the highest since independence, according to the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe. The figure is a 21% increase from 13 billion United States dollars in 2024 and nearly triple the 5 billion United States dollars recorded in 2017. Exports contributed 59% of total inflows, followed by loan proceeds of 14% and diaspora remittances at 13%. Mining and agriculture led the growth, with gold being the largest contributor alongside strong tobacco exports. Foreign currency reserves rose to 1 billion United States dollars by the end of 2025, while exchange rate stability and lower inflation were also maintained. China recorded a trade surplus of 1 trillion United States dollars in 2025, up 20% from 2024, driven by stronger exports despite weaker trade with the United States. Exports grew 5% while imports were flat. In December, exports rose 6% year on year and imports increased 5%, the fastest pace in 3 months. Trade with the United States declined sharply, with exports down 20% in 2025 and December shipments falling 30%. Exports to other markets increased, with shipments to the European Union up 12%. China is expected to release gross domestic product data next week, with a fourth quarter growth forecast at around 4%. Up next, we take a look at what's happening in sport. The Zimbabwe Under-19 men's cricket team kickstart their World Cup campaign at Takashinga Cricket Club on Thursday with a Group C date against Scotland. Zimbabwe Under-19 assistant coach Norbert Manyande believes they have done all they can in preparation for the World Cup that is being co-hosted by Zimbabwe and Namibia.
As you are aware, we played a couple of tri-series, the last one being very recent, just before the World Cup warm-up matches. And we also played a couple of warm-up matches where obviously our boys managed to play a bit. Unfortunately, most of the games were being disturbed by rain, but I think we are good for the game tomorrow. I think the boys are only 19 and below, so we obviously try and calm them down most of the time. As a coaching staff, we don't really put them under pressure because we understand how young these guys are. But yeah, obviously it does come with a little bit of pressure. You can't run away from that. But we have been preparing these guys, and you have also if you also notice, most of our matches were also home. All our matches actually, we tried to bring the tri-series here home. All our warm-up matches here at home as well. So the boys are kind of used to it now.
The Chevrons will be hoping to leave a lasting mark on home turf, and Manyande is confident that they will rise to the occasion and cause a few upsets.
As a coaches, we want to progress from this group that we are into the next group. It is always the ambition of the team as a whole. So we're definitely looking forward to that. Yeah. This is obviously we have our own targets as a group, but on all those strong teams as well. If we manage to play to our full potential, we can also win those games. So we also eyeing a few targets here and there. Yes, I think it's very important for us.
And with that, we've come to the end of tonight's edition of Newsplus. We will see you again tomorrow evening at 7 p.m. sharp. From me, Marissa Marinda, and the crew behind the scenes, we say pleasant viewing, and we leave you watching the weather forecast.